I want to talk about Chick-fil-A caving to the SJWs and then take on the logic of who they are protesting. Chick-fil-A restaurants in Toronto and London have had the Antifa types protesting them because they are awful people who have donated to such charities such as the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army, which distributes and recycles goods to generally lower income people so that they have stuff that they wouldn't have. They're a depot for people to come and pick it up what they can't afford to buy new. And it's great for the environment, it's great for everybody. And what is the crime of the Salvation Army? They favor traditional marriage over same-sex unions. So you go out and you protest them because our marriage isn't recognized and therefore you're intolerant. No, actually your protest is intolerant. But aside of that, Chick-fil-A caves, it's a horrible precedent to set because you are giving them ammunition. You're rewarding a horrific behavior that will then be enacted again. Once they already said that they're not going to be donating any further funds to the Salvation Army, now the SJW types are saying, now you absolutely have to recognize same-sex marriage and you have to donate to our cause, and then maybe we'll leave you alone. And it's a bad business decision because, frankly, conservatives, they don't really necessarily care. They're more sane in general. I mean, you've got a few fringes on the right, that are wackos. But the left is being enveloped in this craziness more and more. It's just like the creeping night sky as the sun is setting on liberalism. And nevertheless, let's address the logic of the SJWs. They are protesting Christianity. They are calling out Christians and telling them how backward, stupid idiots they are, that they're evil. And why? Because a church doesn't want to hold a same-sex union at their place of worship. Because a baker says, hey, welcome to my shop, purchase any cake, but you can't force me to write something that I don't believe on the cake. You see, you can't force labor. You can't say, I'm going to offer you $1 million, and somebody still has the right to say no. Because you cannot force labor. That is slavery. So the simple question is, if Chick-fil-A would have donated to Islamic causes, would the SJWs be out there and protesting such businesses, such charities, an Islamic charity? No, they wouldn't. And you know why they wouldn't? Because they deem that Islam is the oppressed religion and it's for brown people who have been downtrodden by the white male hegemony, and they believe that these are allies. The alphabet people, allies, Islam. And I've been to the Middle East, and when you see the women dressed in a niqab, at first it's rather frightening. And then you look at the women and you say, they are subjugated. They are treated as less than. They are treated as property. I was on the beach in Jordan, and I saw women in 100+ degree weather and the most humidity that you can imagine. I mean, it was like you just stepped outside and you were just dripping, and they were dressed to the hilt, to the toe, everything in black and on the beach and talking amongst one another. And it's just like so unnatural. In the Islamic religion, you can divorce a woman by saying, I divorce thee, I divorce thee, I divorce thee. Women, female children aren't given the same education. You say the wrong thing, is it blasphemy? Hey, penalty for blasphemy is death. They have honor killings of women all around the Middle East. Female genital mutilation. And I truly feel for the little girl that is born in Afghanistan and has absolutely no privileges and is not given an education, and at the age of 12 is dressed in a beekeeper's outfit and her skin never sees the light of day. This isn't even dealing with the trans issue, with the gay issue. They'll just throw, in ISIS territory, they would just throw gays off of the rooftops. In many countries, being gay is illegal, and that means death. They will put you to death for being gay. Brunei recently enacted laws that would penalize gay sex with death. Death! This is the penalty for being gay, and yet you're protesting because somebody says, well, we don't really want you to have your wedding here. We don't really want to recognize your marriage as legitimate. And yet you protest the Christians, but you leave the Islamists alone. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the former president of Iran, stated that there wasn't not a single gay person in the entirety of his nation. that's recognizing the LGBT community, isn't it? Yeah. And I've got nothing against you alphabet people. Nothing. I mean, God bless you. So please, SJWs, chill out and protest something that deserves to be protested. Blessings to everybody out there, including the gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans people that are watching. I mean that with all my heart. Feel free to share this video, subscribe if you got anything out of it. Peace out.